Today I'll show you an unboxing of the Panasonic XLR adapter. I'm not exactly sure about the name, but I know this is the version 1. So it's the DMW-XLR1 or something like this. There is a version 2 of this XLR adapter, but I bought the Panasonic XLR adapter version 1 because I have the Lumix S5 and I don't really need the new version. And this was much cheaper. I bought it used from Japan. It arrived in really just a few days, and the total, including VAT and everything, the shipping cost, it was about 220-230 euro approximately. And let's see what's inside this box. This was sent from Japan, so I really have no doubt that it's the real thing inside, and I bought it used. So this is also the experience of how it's like to buy used camera gear from Japan. In Japan, they have a lot of camera gear. They have really advanced technology things, and the prices are usually better than Europe. But if you're buying a camera from Japan, make sure that you know Japanese, or you get a camera with the English menus, because the menus, they will be in Japanese, or usually you ask sellers to confirm, to know what you're buying. So let's open this thing up. Looks pretty. Wow, this looks like new, really. Oh, it's really like brand new. I will smell this thing. Yeah, it really smells like new. When they sold it on the selling post, on the ad when they were selling it, they were saying like new, mint, or I don't know exactly how it was, but I didn't expect it to be really like scratch proof, no scratches, anything. Oh yeah. This is the Panasonic DMW-XLR1, works with 5 volts, that's some kind of serial number there, and really it's like it was never used, this thing. It was used, I guess, but really it's such, yeah, you can tell it was used, but very well, very carefully used, and there is really no scratch on this thing, just a little bit maybe, and you can open this thing. Oh wow, satisfying. So here you have a lot of options. Here you can adjust the gain for 2 channels. So you have 2 channels here, and you can see they had one gain in the middle, one a bit lower. So I guess they were using to have like a safety backup track, and there was no microphone without the phantom power for both of them. So they were probably using a dynamic microphone, or yeah, this one feels good. So line level microphone, 48 volts phantom power. These are very small but easy to use, and that's the gain knob. It really feels nice and smooth. I mean, really, it feels good. It feels like new, really, this thing. So here it was set to input 1 and 1. When it's set to 1/1, it means the input from microphone 1 goes to both channels. And when it's set to 1 and 2, it will have a separate input from each XLR ports, like these ones. Input 1 and input 2. Yeah, so this is the unboxing. I mean, it's been a bit late. They used to do this unboxing a long time ago. Yeah, this looks really like new. Really smells like new. But it was used, it must have been used, but not a lot. So also the XLR connectors are 3-pin XLR female connectors, and there is no jack in the middle, jack option there. And there is the push button to release the XLR connection. I have my microphone cable here. This is the Rode NT1 cable. And now I can connect the Rode NT1 directly to the camera and have sound recorded from the camera microphones and an extra channel of the microphone, like this. So it clicks, and this will sit on top of the camera, and it also has this kind of microphone cables. If you have the microphone on top of the camera, I'm curious if it actually fits this, if it's not too thick. Oh, it actually fits even this cable here, thick one. So you can have something like this. But yeah, if you want to open this, you have to press the button and then remove the connector, the cable. and it is Panasonic. This is the previous model of this XLR connector. Now there is the DMW-XLR2 connector, which is 32-bit float and lots of other things. And this cover will protect all the controls, but you can still adjust the gains. So this is really nice. It has Lumix here, and there is a light, so you know the thing is working when you power it on the camera. I'll make a video to show you how it looks like on the camera. Hopefully I can easily do it. There is also this locking system. So there is a locking pin here. And this thing, it's going to be very nice to have it on the camera. Easy to lock the XLR adapter, and also there is this cold shoe mount to add. I will add the microphone on top of this. So yeah, this is the Panasonic DMW-XLR1 used edition unboxing after I don't know how many, 9 years it was released. This thing, it's still useful. I hope it works. I'll do a few tests. I'll try it with the Rode NT1 and see how it works, and now I can use the XLR microphone directly with this adapter. Before, when I wanted to use the Rode NT1 microphone, I had to record the video and then do a voiceover with the audio interface plugged into the Rode AI1, which is still great. It's a still great option. If I want to record also the voiceover directly from the camera without having to synchronize anything after the recording, this one is really good. This is actually the main reason why I bought this, is to be able to have the sound, the audio files tied to the video files from the camera directly without having to do any sync, no timecode sync, no waveform sync. Everything is done directly from the camera. So this is really the best option. When I need to do voiceovers, I can still plug in. I can still use the audio interface with the computer, and also for this XLR adapter I have the option to use it with my plug-in power microphone, and you hear the sound from this microphone right now. And the problem here is that this headset microphone, I made it, it's a DIY microphone using the Primo EM172 capsule with Nutric connector and Mogami cable, so this is pretty good quality microphone. But this microphone needs plug-in power, and the XLR can give 48 volts phantom power, so I will have to make an adapter from this to this. Otherwise, if I plug it in directly to the phantom power, it's not going to end well with the microphone. And to enable the phantom power, I would have to put it set to plus 48 volts. That's the phantom power, 48 volts. So that's one thing. I would have to make an adapter for it if I want to use it with these Primo microphones, even the stereo microphones, because this one has 2 inputs, so I could use actually 2 inputs to make it into a stereo signal. With the Primo EM172 microphones, I have one that is stereo, I have one that is mono, so I could use 1 or 2, so 1 for mono, 2 for stereo. But for those microphones, I would have to do something to convert the 48 volts, reduce it to about 8 volts. So I'll make a video about that. I found a few schematics, but the problem, I have to find some really good capacitors, some Nichicon or Panasonic, and I can't really find those easily. But maybe I'll try to make a version with a more basic capacitor and see how that looks like. Yeah, this is the Panasonic DMW-XLR1. I wanted to take it out of the box and see how it looks like. Yeah, that's pretty good. Thanks for watching.